afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening. You know, I don't even know what, I don't know how I'm gonna end up even wording all this. A lot of what I do on my live is improv and freestyle based, but just trying to wrap my mind around everything, obviously. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was actually talking to a couple of friends of mine today, and it brought me to I need y'all to kind of just run down this rabbit hole with me, you feel me? So it may get a little weird, but just run down this rabbit hole with me. So a lot of the people these days in the ages of like their 20s and 30s, they're like myself. You know, I'm in my 30s. And a lot of these people were raised from people in the 60s. You know, your parents were, 30 some odd years old by the time you were like 18, 19, whatever. That just contributes to the whole, I think we should know better by now. Like, for example, when I see a elderly Caucasian man, I don't pass judgment in the sense that I still engage. I'll still talk to an elderly white dude with respect and candor. And, most usually it goes over just fine. But every so often I'll run into that dude that was raised, from his parents to not really want to be around a black folk. So in a sense, when you walk around and you see who you're seeing and the ages that they're at and the ways that they're acting, it's like, where is this coming from, generationally? I was talking to my homeboy and I was like, yo, so, like, and you tell me if this is weird, yo. Like, tell me if I'm fucking crazy. So, I'm a black man, and you're just gonna play this game with me. So right now, you're a white dude, okay? You're a white dude, and I'm a black man, and we have two houses that are parked right next to one another. My house is my house, your house is your house, right? All right, so if for like 6 months straight, or like the first 6 months of a couple year leasing agreement or whatever, the whole time, right? The whole time I'm at my crib and you're at your crib, all you ever see at my crib is a bunch of white people. I mean, a bunch of white people. Like, you see kids playing in the front yard. You see white people on the fucking porches sitting in the rocking chairs. You got white people in the backyard firing up the grill. I'm just chilling. I'm in the library. You feel me? I'm in the West Wing. You feel me? Now, say you're watching all this happen and you can't make any sense of it. And one day you just decide to get a little curious and ask around the town, maybe kind of pop your nose into one of their ears when they're on the way, out of my crib or something, just to finally get the answer what the fuck I'm doing. And if you found out that I wasn't doing anything more than starting the first white plantation, what would you do? What would you say? How would you feel? Would that be normalcy in today's day and age? Would that be a normal reaction to what you're seeing based on the last, phase that we're all kind of going in and out of right now when it comes to racism? Like, how crazy would that be? And it's like, I'm not trying to be that direction. But then I went and took this idea to my other friend. I'm like, yo, what if I did that? Or what if I was doing that? Or what if somebody really started doing that shit, right? On some, 21st century, like black pride crazy shit. Like, just on some real, go right? So if that went down, it's like, my friend explained to me, she was like, that would be counterproductive, to what we're trying to get to. Now, here's the divide. You have half of us African-American folk that want to, grab, in Uno, when somebody throws down a draw four, either you got another draw four or you don't got it, either you're picking up cards. And me and my friends, we reference that as guns or butter. Either you got guns or you got butter. And so it's like when it gets to this kind of way with the racism, it's like people are going to want to know if you're going to come with guns or butter. And it has, I don't think it's about whether they want to see if we have the strength as a people to fight. Oh, we can fight, but we can also not fight. So that's where, I kind of get in my head. It's like there's a line between people that can be angry and devise a plan to never have to feel that anguish again. And then there's another half of people that they just want, it's like they just want everybody to stop screaming. Everybody's worried about picking something up and doing something. I think we all need to put everything the fuck down. Like, I'm only one voice, you feel me? So like, don't get twisted about it. It's like, y'all need to put shit the fuck down. They have newsreels of niggas leaving piles of bricks in the middle of the road just so you can run into them and have some weaponry against the cops. When Travis Scott, Jay-Z, Nas, any of your favorite rappers and recording artists that do music, that throw concerts, any of them that have ever thrown a concert, had some white dude standing in front of the rail stopping you from being an extra fan and going to grab on these niggas' clothes. So if we have to use the police to secure what we have going on as a community, that shouldn't be a problem. I don't think that they were there just to specifically not help. My friends were in Olympia at a protest, and there were some Caucasian males in the back of the protest kind of yelling out some obscenities, and they tried to keep it really peaceful. And, my friends were escorted back to their vehicles. And they made sure that they got home safe. They didn't follow them home or nothing, but like, you know what I'm saying? They walked them back to the car. And it's just like, I was always judged back when I used to work at Burger King. And you'd hear my voice at the box, but you didn't know I was a black dude with tattoos and dreadlocks at the window. And when they would ask me, they'd be like, yo, were you the dude that took my order? I'd be like, yeah. And the look on their face is almost fucked up. I didn't dig into it, but it's like, you shouldn't have been thinking that it mattered what I looked like anyway. Either I'm being a professional about getting you your meal today, or I'm not. And that's like, you got to give people the chance to understand that you can be what they never expected you could be. Unified. It's not so far-fetched. Usually I'm on music shit. But, if you know me, you also know I'm an extremely emotional person. I'm very, very sensitive to the things that are going around me and the ways that I'm spoken to or treated. And I respect others in that same sense and fashion. So I don't, like when those sports news broadcasters have those like 8, 9 televisions, and like each television is showing a city with a dope ass game for the playoffs or whatever. It's like that, but now it's just craziness. It's bananas. This city's going nuts. This city's burning cars. These niggas are throwing cocktails. Y'all niggas are busting niggas in the heads with rocks. Bruh, put the shit down, my nigga. For real, yo. And in a sense, yeah, we went through that for what, 400 years, and then what? For what? I always tell people, you're not supposed to burn bridges, yo. You're supposed to build a city around that bridge and marvel at what you started at. I can't remember if it was Drake or Jamie Foxx or somebody, but he said, a woman worth some anger is a woman that's worth some effort, yo. And this planet is our bitch, my nigga. And we need to take care of this bitch, my nigga. And that includes not destroying it for our own prideful, personal, racist-ass reasons. I even caught myself a couple times glaring at white people in their vehicles as I drove by, or if I was at a red light. And, like, my friend explained to me like, that was just as bad as throwing rocks at people's cars or something, because I potentially just changed this person's entire view on black people in a 30-second red light moment in a separate vehicle. And that's the trickle effect you need to understand you're contributing towards. So if you're going to start pulling guns, make sure that you're behind everybody else that's pulling guns. And if you don't want the guns to be pulled, like I don't want the guns to be pulled, nigga, they're about to march tanks down the street and really do martial law. Like, y'all, I got friends in Africa. I'm talking to my African homies, and they're telling me, like, bro, we're over here trying to be grateful for our muddy, our mud roads. You feel me? Because they got to play outside, like, in front of their houses and not go nowhere, like that social distancing and all that stay-at-home shit. So it's like they don't even have the environment of the average American to enjoy solitaire or quarantine. They're just thugging it out. And we're over here fucking our wonderful little space of the world up. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy, yo. So, in the same sense that I obviously shouldn't be owning a plantation, I don't think that a lot of people should be owning the thoughts that they own. And I feel like that has something to do with, you know, how many times you did or didn't go outside to play when you was a kid. You know, some people, they just sit and they marinate in their brain all their life and wait for one opportunity to have something righteous to lash out about. All the while just not being grateful for what they've had to be able to experience all their life, you know, school systems and general, you know, entertainment and cable television and everything, man. I don't think this is something that I could even begin to take lightly. And as it progresses, it'll get us to a point where all we will have to remember at the end of all this, we'll be like, yo, we started the generation that could have been what was called normalcy. We started the generation where it could have been normal for white and black folk to have interracial relationships and not be judged. You know, we do that still, but we don't like to be judged about that kind of shit. You know, we started that generation where it was all right for kids that were white and kids that were black to be able to make friends with one another and not be like, well, mommy says we can't talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be so extreme. It's just a lot, you know, that's a lot to be putting on the spirit, you know. I feel like we share a spirit, you know, just the way that you think that, oh man, you was thinking that too? Or, oh man, I downloaded that too. I didn't know you like to watch that kind of stuff. We share a spirit, man. And that's why so many people connect to the ideals and forward moving motions and what am I looking for? Like causes. You know, people support those righteously based on those emotions. Because they want to see, you know, your ideas succeed just as much as theirs. And usually these ideas are quite positive. I've never seen so much negativity from my people. But I understand, man. I understand. We can't go to war with the world, yo. We can't go to war with the world. We can't. It just doesn't work that way. You feel me? You have to rationalize with processing things. My mama used to tell me, yo, you tell your teacher what's wrong, then you tell your counselor, and then you tell your principal. If nothing happened, you punch that little motherfucker in the face. You swing first and we go to Baskin Robbins, my dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there is a process for everything, whether it's anger or effort. You know, if you only tried this much and this didn't work when you tried effort, then try a little bit more. Try a little bit more. I don't know. I don't really have much to say. I'm just, as far as like what we should do, I've been called an influencer and somebody to look up to at some points, but I have no idea what we're gonna end up doing as a collective people, because nobody wants to think the same direction. This person's angry. This person's father just passed away. This person has a daughter that's being, you know, racially profiled when she doesn't even understand it yet. There's so many variables and elements and layers to this situation that I know for a fact that the way that we are reacting to it now is not the way. It's not the way. Please stay safe, everybody. That's all.